It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Welcome, friends, to your favorite channel. We send our warmest greetings to all your homes. We are ready to broadcast live once again with you on your favorite program, AVY News Now, a little bit of everything. To start with this beautiful morning of 22 degrees Celsius with 75% humidity, we recommend, as always, to use sunscreen and have an umbrella at hand to protect you from the sun's rays. We also remind you that despite vaccinate, we must follow the corresponding biosecurity protocols in all places, whether they are open or closed. Then we are going to our colleague Alejandra Yaya, who has the most important events throughout history, with the ephemeris block. What do you have for us today, Alejandra?
The blog arrived a day like today in AV News Now. In this pack we have where on day 362 of 365 the countdown continues with only 3 days left of 2021. Hold on the take because you are about to discover or topic of interesting events that all happened on December 28 in history. In 2009, Scarlett Johansson made her debut on Broadway. In the Arthur Miller play A View from the Bridge, Scarlett Johansson starred as a lead female role. The play ran for limited 14 weeks, with 81 regular performances and 30 previous showings. In 2002, Lincoln was founded by Reid Hoffman and the founding team members from PayPal and SocialNet.com. Their website wasn't launched until May 5, 2003. In 1934, Maggie Smith born. 28 on December 1924, England, UK. Maggie Smith is a two-time Academy Award winner and for the Best Actress in the supporting role. Her acting career stretched back more than 50 years to 1958. And movies include Othello, Oh, What a Lovely World, Death on the Nile, Sister Act, and David Copperfield, to name just a few. Winning give a BAFTA Awards, 2 Academy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, an Emmy Award, and Tony Award. Younger moviegoers will know her best for her role as Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter series of movies. And finally, in 1993, Andrea Bocelli made his classical debut singing of the concert at Teatro Romulo Valli in Reggio Emilia. Bocelli received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on March 2, 2010. And that was it. Move on to the next. The blog arrived a day like today in AV News Now.
Thanks to our colleague Alejandra Yaya for this headline from A Day Like Today. Alright, with this information we move on to our next block of informative news.
Present the headlines in AV News Now.
People in blue in Vacunagate can be inoculated. No one is excluded here. Comment Hernando Ceballos on Martin Vizcarra vaccination. Following statements made by former President Martin Vizcarra in relation to the single dose of COVID-19, he resides and the province now has an entire enclosed space. The Minister of Health, Hernando Ceballos, point out that can access the second and third dose with any problem. He entailed that the right to vaccination is of the citizens. Regional news. ICA anti-vaccination activists blocks Panamericana Sur and burn trails after demand for vaccinated card. Despite the benefit of vaccination, some citizens recruit due misinformation. A number of anti-vaccine works blocked a part of the Panamericana Sur in Ica after for the 2 days of their workplace. Most of were not wearing masks, proceeded to burn the tires, close the road, and prevent other people from passing. Anti-vaccinators opposite the government's move because companies now require them the vaccinate against the coronavirus. The reason for the resistance to immunization is based on misinformation with no scientific basics. It should be not the vaccinate has already been shown the reduced received case and death from the disease. Christmas and New Year. PNP to deploy 4,000 troops nationwide to ensure safe travel. With Christmas and New Year Eve abbreviation, when Peruvian usually travel to different regions of the country to be with family and friends, among others, the Peruvian National Police amount that it will destroy nearly 3,000 officers to ensure security on the 17 kilometers of the national road networks. The Minister of the Transport and Communication, MTC, remained that people over 18 years of age who plan to travel between province must present their ID card, proving that they have received the full dose of vaccine. Against COVID-19, the measure has been in the force since 10 December. International news. Lucia Hirand, widow of Chilean dictator Pinochet, dies at 1919. Lucia Hilahart, the widow of Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, dies December 16 in Santiago apartment where she led a solid life on her final years. Away from the luxuries and power she felt during her husband repressed 17 years rule. She was 1990. Her death, three days before a polarized presidential election in Chile, was confirmed by her son Marco Antonio. She was hospitalized for respiratory problems earlier this year. Miss Hillary never has public work of regard of her plenty legacy of her husband dictatorship, with result in more than 300 opponents killed, 2,000 of political prisoners tortured, and tens of thousands forced into exile. Pinochet assumed power in 1973, coped and ruled until 1919. He dies in 206 at 91. Omicron variant more resistant to vaccinate but causes less severe COVID. major South African study concludes. Omicrons appear to cause less several illness than early variant of the coronavirus, but is more resistant to that through those Pfizer biotech. Vaccinate widely used in South Africa according to the major private study of the variant. The study found that the vaccinate from US pharmaceutical gigant Pfizer and German partner biotech prevent just 33% protection against infection, much less than the level of the other variants detected in other countries. At the same time, the vaccinate mean after 17 At the same time, the vaccinated may offer 70% protection against being hospitalized with Omicron. The study found described that level of protection as very good.
AVY News Now present the informative section.
Well, on this not so sunny and not so cold morning, there is a space for encouraging news. As this time we will report on how the presidential election went in Chile. Our colleague Alejandra Yaya is in Chile right now to tell us more about it. Go ahead, Alejandra.
Okay, thank you. What to know about the Chile's presidential election? Chilean voters have to the polls Sunday to choose a new leader to succeed outgoing President Sebastián Piñera. The two options before voters mean has been unthinkable just a few years ago. A right-wing admirer of the late dictator Augusto Pinochet, who has drawn comparison to former President Donald Trump and Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, and a left-seat former student leader who, at 25, could become Chile's youngest president. The two men have strangely different views of the kind of country Chile should be. José Antonio Caz, a former lawmaker from the right wing, Christian Social Front, opposite abortion, is critical of migration and promised law and order. Gabriel Boric, a lawmaker with the left wing, I approve dignity coalitions, want to reform systems that many in Chile believe are the source of inequality in the prosperous South American nation: education, healthcare, and government pensions. Some see Chile is another country draws to extremes, with no space for a middle ground. Caz won 28% of the vote to lead the first round of the election last month. Boric has second with 26%. This is one of the most tightly disputed elections since Chile becomes a democracy after the end of the Pinochet dictatorships in 1999.
But who are the candidates?
But who are the candidates? Caz, a 55 years old, alternate Catholic and father of 9, is the son of Miguel Caz, who served as a soldier in the German army during World War II. Later immigrated to Chile and became a successful businessman. Whether Miguel Caz was a member of the Nazi Party is the subject to heated debate in Chile. A document unearthed recently in Germany's Federal Archives showed that a man with his name and place and date of birth enjoyed the party in 1942. José Antonio has long denied his father was a Nazi. José Antonio Caz was selected to Congress in 2001 for the Independent Democratic Party, a right-wing party formed during the Pinochet dictatorship. He was re-elected to the Congress 3 more times and occupied several leadership roles within the party before leaving to form a Republican Action. And that's all. Thank you. AV News Now present the informative section.
Thanks you very much, Alejandra. We will be in touch with you again. Well, as we saw, the vote has divided Chileans between a revitalized progressive left, which has campaigned strongly since widespread social protests in 2019, and a counter-movement on the far right that has rallied around caste, thought, law and order message. Boric and Cass offer widely different visions for the future of the Indian nations. The world's top producer of copper and long seen as bastion of stability in the region that is plagued by political upheaval and economic volatility. Decadent polls showed that a quarter of people were still undecided or did not plan to vote. It also showed Cass attracting more moderate voters than before from the first round conservative Sebastian Sichel. Well, with that, we go on a short break and come back with a podcast of the SDG. Just here on AV News Now. So stay tuned, we will be right back.
AV News Now present the informative section. You are listening AV News Now, where we talk about the latest news to inform our community. Listen to us from Monday to Saturday from 10 in the morning in 99 Dock Street. Don't forget to follow us on our social network as AV News Now. A bit of everything. AV News Now present the informative section.
This morning we are back with AV News Now via streaming on our Facebook platform. But before the break, we mentioned that we were going to share a special podcast to promote sustainable development, where we will talk about one of the SDG goals. Go ahead, production.
Our health and well-being are influenced by the settings in which we live. By 2030, two-thirds of humanity will live in urban areas. Cities provide an excellent opportunity for local governments to protect and promote health at many levels. 23% of deaths are caused by environment factors. In fact, more than 90% of the world population is exposed to air quality levels that don't meet the recommendation of the World Health Organization. Some 235 million people currently suffer from asthma. It is the most common non-communicable disease among children, and urbanization is associated with an increase in asthma. 39% of adults are overweight. Obesity is one of the biggest health problems worldwide, and living in urban areas contributes to sedentary lifestyles. Health is not only about medical and clinical services such as hospitals. It is about including health directives in all policies. Cities can be designed to provide well-being and care. Thus, many local governments are already taking action to bring about health benefits by raising awareness in communities for prevention and promote healthy lifestyles, improving services including basic health services, waste management, hygiene in food chains, and water and sanitation. putting people at the center of urban and response planning, responding to the needs of all citizens. Promoting connectivity in diverse neighborhoods and improving the quality and safety of public spaces to favor mental health, physical activity, and social cohesion. Improving road safety and managing traffic to reduce injuries and casualties, protecting common goods such as soil, water, air, and the natural environment in an integrated way across sectors. The Sustainable Development Agenda, including SDG 3, is about ensuring healthy living, fostering well-being for all people and promoting indicators to monitor progress. This can only be achieved through local actions.
All right. Thanks for this special podcast for all our AV News Now followers. We have been reading you in the comments and we are very happy to hear that you have loved this podcast. We still have a lot more for today's show. Stay tuned. In the meantime, you can follow us on our AV News Now Facebook page, where we talk about the latest news for you, always from Monday to Friday from our streaming platform. Today, we have the presence of the science, Juliana Ruiz. Welcome to our program. Thanks to you for joining us. Well, based on the podcast we have just listened to, what can you tell us about it?
Well, first of all, thanks you for the invitation and talk about this last postcard. And ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being of the old age is essential to sustainable development. Currently, the world is facing a global health crisis unlike any others. COVID-19 is spreading human suffering, destabilizing the global economy, and opening the lives of billions of people around the globe. And now, before the pandemic, actually, major progress was made improving the health of million people. Significant strides were made in integrative life expectancy and reduce some of comorbidities associated with child and maternal mortality. But more effort are needed to fully eradicate a wide range of diseases and address many different present and emerging health issues. By focusing in improving a more efficient funding of health system, improved sanation and hygiene, and increase access to physical significant progress can be made in helping to save the life of billions. Also, health emergencies such as COVID-19 pose a global risk and have such the critical needs to preparedness. The United National Development Program highlight a huge disparity in countries' ability to cope with the recovery from the COVID-19 crisis. The pandemic provides a watershed moment for health emergency preparedness and for investment in critical 21st century public service.
That's true, Mrs. Reese. The World Health Organization has been leading the global effort to tackle COVID-19. The Strategic Preparedness and Response Plan, produced by the World Health Organization and partners, outlined the public health measures that countries should take to prepare for and respond to COVID-19. The strategy update of April 2020 provides further guidance for the public health response to COVID-19 at national and subnational levels, and highlights the coordinated support that is required for the international community to meet the challenge of COVID-19. On the other hand, people and organizations who want to help fight the pandemic and support World Health Organization and partners can donate through the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Funds, which supports World Health Organization work to track and understand the spread of the virus to ensure patients get the care they need and frontline workers get essential supplies and information, and to accelerate research and development of a vaccine and treatments for all who need them. World Health Organization, together with partners, also provides guidance and advice for people to look after their mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially health workers, managers of health facilities, people who are looking after children, older adults, people in isolation, and members of the public more generally. In short words, the pandemic is much more than a health crisis. It requires a whole of governments and whole of society response, matching the resolve and sacrifice of frontline health workers. Now we say goodbye, but not before telling you that you can follow us on our social networks as AV News Now. And as always, you can find us every day from Monday to Friday from 10 o'clock a.m. on our streaming platform. Thanks you very much, Miss Juliana Ruiz, again. And without further ado, we say goodbye. This was your favorite program, AV News Now. Thanks you all for staying until this moment and see you tomorrow. Bye and take care. See you.
You are listening AV News Now, where we talk about the latest news to inform our community. Listen to us from Monday to Saturday from 10 in the morning in 99 Dock Street. Don't forget to follow us on our social network as AV News Now. A bit of everything.